Greetings, fellow sinners. My name is Sky or Leviathan, whichever you prefer, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to any of my maggots watching. Enjoy your meal. This will be the start of a series where I explain my Hazbin Hotel EU, dubbed Dream of Rainbows. Great name, I know. I've been trying to get back into the swing of these types of videos, so this should be a fun step towards that. I still can't talk, if you can't tell. I do apologize if this video's a bit all over the place. And as a personal note, I will not be addressing any drama related to this unless it's specifically related to the designs. I do not want my channel to be that, or at least this series, I don't want it to be like drama related, so please keep that out of the comments and stuff. Thank you. Now let's get into the actual video. We're starting off with the main girl herself, of course, Charlie Morningstar. Now, I don't mind Charlie's original design, it's just like a bit plain for me. Like, you know, it's just a suit, a red suit, like there's not much to it, so let's change that, why don't we? I ended up designing 3 versions of Charlie here, a season 1 design, a season finale design, and a season 2 design. So that's what will be going on in the background here, before we get into me explaining like the actual plot AU thing. This is just like the design. If you don't care about my design notes and just want to know the story of the AU or whatever, or if you're rewatching this, I don't know, you can skip to this timestamp in, not the description, well, probably in the description as well, but on screen. I'll be having a timestamp on screen if I don't forget. For the season 1 outfit, I kept Charlie more feminine leaning, gave her skirt, gave her more of like a princessy vibe, I guess. I don't really know. Just to show that she used to be, or like in the beginning she will be more like trying to be princessy, girly, and then later on she grows into more of her own style. I changed her color palette into being yellow because, like, I don't know, I've always seen Charlie as more of a yellow character even though she's always been wearing red. I don't know, I like the yellow more for her. I think it's her eyes actually, but I like it. So she's yellow now, and I gave her more like goat features, a little tail. I know she has a tail technically, but I made it more not at all goat-like, but like, I don't know, I just like the tail, okay? I keep forgetting to shade it whenever I draw it, but like, I like it, so yeah. And she has her horns out constantly now, because I know that like, there's technically lore about her wanting to be more like her father or whatever, so she keeps them hidden, but just let the girl have horns. It makes her more goat-like, and I gave her ears to also make her more goat-like, and you get more expression with the ears, so yeah, same for the tail there. You get more expression with it, so it's always out. She's also got joint markings now, simply because like it makes her more doll-like, which she is supposed to be like a doll. Wait, hold on. Let me take a sip of my drink first. Yeah, she's supposed to be like a doll, so I gave her the joints to make her more doll-like. I also gave her mom that to make her more like her mom and her dad. You'll see whenever I make a Lilith and or Lucifer video. I don't know. Maybe I'll do them together. I don't know. We will see. But for Charlie, she's more doll and more goat now. Otherwise, I didn't change much of her physically. It's just the outfits, as you can see. For the finale outfit, I gave her back the more, like the, I don't know what the hairstyle is called, but the double ponytail thingy, I don't know. I honestly do not know what it's called, but that thing. I gave her back that. Otherwise, I wanted it to be more expressive, so I kept it out. But for the finale, I thought like, oh yeah, she's gonna be fighting, so she should have it more tied up, right? You see my logic there? Yeah. I also just stole a Pinterest thing for that one. Literally just went on to Pinterest and was like, that is a cool thing, I'm gonna give her that. And I gave her the music notes and stuff, cause that's kind of her thing, right? Yeah. I don't have much to say for that one. It's just, I like it. It's neat. And for the season 2 one, the season 2 outfit, that is the first one I actually designed. I made her more like a marshal, like she's come into her own, she is leading the parade, she has grown confident and she is ready, right? So she has more of that kind of like parade vibe, kind of. I also gave her a black suit to make it stand out more, because it just, not stand out, no, it's I just like the colors there and the pants and stuff. That makes no sense, but I don't have much to say on it, honestly. It's the first thing I designed. I basically kept it the same the whole time. It's just, I like it. It's very just my design, like what I like to do with designs there. And I do believe that is all I have to say for the design specifically, because I do not have much to say on it, really. So let's move on to the things that I've actually scripted. Right. All of this have been off script. I'm going back on script now. Let me just pull it up. Okay, so let's get into the actual story of the AU. My Charlie is a lot more reserved than like Charlie in the actual series. She was born in hell, but she was heavily sheltered by her mother. Think like Anna from Frozen. She wasn't allowed to leave the palace grounds or talk to anybody that wasn't like in the castle and stuff. So she does not know how hell is. She does not know about all that shit. But she will learn. She'll learn. Oh boy, she'll learn. Lilith believed letting Charlie know about the horrors of hell would corrupt any semblance of humanity that she may have had. So Lilith kept her in the castle. She wasn't alone, however. Lucifer created Razzle and Dazzle to keep her company. And of course, Lilith spent a lot of time with her, telling her stories, of course, very sugar-coated stories, about how hell was created and the garden, and Charlie loved it, absolutely loved it. She is a sucker for a happy ending, and Lilith always made sure that everything had a happy ending and everything was sunshine and rainbows. But in reality, of course, it wasn't, like, it really wasn't. Charlie started to think of hell as, like, Wonderland, where, like, everybody was nice and stuff. But, of course, that image was shattered as soon as she was able to leave the palace. After Lilith disappeared, right, she wasn't stuck in the castle anymore, because Lucifer, honestly, he was open to her leaving. He wanted her to, like, leave and learn, but of course he didn't want everything to be shattered. He just wanted her to know. So he let her out with a magic key that can, like, turn buildings into whatever she needed, which was Kiki, who she can also turn into a cat. It's a whole thing, right? So Charlie was allowed to leave, and she moved into Pentagram City, where she learned that, oh yeah, hell actually sucks. Of course, Charlie still believed in the good of everybody. She's still Charlie, okay? So she moved into Pentagram City. She got a rundown house which her father had, and she turned it into, like, the hotel. Well, technically at that point it was more of an inn, so I'm just gonna call it an inn. And there is where Kiki became a cat and kept her company. Razzle and Dazzle took on more of a bodyguard kind of role for when Charlie was outside, because she's outside a lot. She was outside a lot. She tried to befriend people. They weren't too happy on, they weren't too keen on it. It's a whole mess. And then she learned of the exterminations. Oh boy. So the first episode of this hypothetical rewrite would start off with the Chasing Rainbow song, because I absolutely love that song and how it starts in the pilot. So it would just start like that, and then it cuts to Charlie crying on the balcony. Razzle and Dazzle come up to comfort her, and this is where she tells them that she wants to, like, try and fix things, but she doesn't know how, because she doesn't have much power, and her father isn't exactly too keen on helping either. She's been living in the inn for like 4 years at this point, and she is exhausted by seeing all of the carnage each year. And then Charlie gets an idea. What if she just goes and helps them herself? Razzle and Dazzle, like, look at each other in confusion, and Charlie runs off, gets a first aid kit, and goes out into town to try and find people to help who may have survived. This is where Charlie first meets Angel Dust and Vaggie later on. But first Angel Dust, where he tries to get drugs, he can't pay for it, so Charlie hands him some money for the drugs because she hopes that maybe an act of kindness will help him. He gets his drugs, he tells her to fuck off, and he runs off. That's their first meeting. Charlie quickly brushes it off. She doesn't pay too much mind to it. She's just like, he'll learn eventually. And she continues searching for sinners on the streets. And this is where she eventually finds a moth demon, bloodied, beaten, with her eye gashed out. Charlie quickly comes to her rescue and brings her back to the inn. This is where it cuts to Vaggie's perspective, where she wakes up later next to Kiki on the couch. She's disoriented and looking around where she spots Charlie peeking from behind a corner. Charlie comes into full view asking who Vaggie is, and the two introduce themselves. Vaggie hardly remembers anything that happened. Everything is too fuzzy. Charlie says that she has all the time she needs and offers her some tea. The two chat while it fades into a scene from actual modern day. It's Charlie and Vaggie at the news station. Vaggie asking Charlie if she's really ready. Like in the pilot, Charlie's enthusiastic that her plan is gonna work. And it basically is just that scene again where Vaggie tells her not to sing, and Charlie's like very like, I want to sing though, but I can also express myself through words. I have impeccable improv skills, you know. Unlike the pilot, however, this is where we get a scene of Charlie actually explaining the hotel properly and how it could fix everything. Like, she goes into detail about the activities and stuff. They've already got us all interested, so how hard could it be to get like everyone else on board, right? Other than that, though, it kind of goes like the pilot, where Katie beats down Charlie, and Charlie loses her temper and fights back after a particularly low blow about Lilith. Vaggie has to drag her away, and Katie declares that the idea of redemption is stupid if even the princess herself can't even hold back the urge to throw a punch. When Charlie and Vaggie get back, Charlie leaves to try and call her mom. Her mom is not answering. It's not happening, girl. And it ends with them getting a knock at the door, and then cut. Yeah, that's my pitch for this silly little AU. If you want to know what happens next, then please stay tuned. Do all the typical YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment if you'd like. You can always unsubscribe later if you decide I suck ass. Next video in this series should be Vaggie. I'm not quite sure when that will be out. I have been waiting to record this for so long because it's been so windy and it's been so loud. But anyway, have a nice day, nice night, whatever time you're watching this, and until next time, bye-bye!